Power is a dangerous thing. Give a man a badge, a gun, a flashing set of red and blue lights, and sometimes he starts to think he's a goddamn king. Officer Daniel Mercer had worn that badge for 12 years. 12 years of traffic stops. 12 years of shouting over engines and sirens. 12 years of believing that when he stepped out of his cruiser, the world was supposed to shrink around him. And somewhere along the way, respect stopped being mutual. It became demanded. Late afternoon, heat rising off the highway like smoke from a battlefield. Mercer sat in his patrol car, sunglasses on, scanning the road like he was hunting for something. Or someone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Then he saw it. A black sedan. Smooth, clean, moving just slightly faster than the flow. That was enough. He flipped the switch. Blue and red lights exploded across the pavement. The sedan pulled over immediately. No hesitation, no drama. Mercer stepped out slowly, adjusting his belt, that familiar rush of authority settling into his chest. He approached the driver's side window. Inside sat a black man in his mid-30s. Sharp white shirt, calm eyes, no fear, no attitude, just calm. License and registration, Mercer snapped. No greeting, no courtesy, just command. The man handed over his documents. Good afternoon, officer. May I ask why I was pulled over? Polite, controlled, but something about that composure irritated Mercer. You were speeding. I don't believe I was, the man replied evenly. And that's when Mercer leaned in slightly. You people always say that. Yeah, he said it. The words slipped out casual, but heavy. The air changed. The driver's expression didn't flare with anger. It sharpened. I'm sorry? He asked quietly. Step out of the vehicle, Mercer ordered. Cars roared past as the man stepped out slowly, hands visible, calm as hell. Is there a problem, officer? The problem, Mercer said, stepping closer than necessary, is you questioning me. That's not how this works. But here's the truth about power built on ego. It cracks the second it meets real authority. The man reached into his jacket. Mercer's hand instinctively hovered near his holster.
Then, a leather wallet flipped open. Gold badge. Federal seal. Special Agent Marcus Reed, FBI. Silence. Not the quiet kind, the suffocating kind. Mercer blinked. What? FBI, Reed repeated calmly. Houston Field Office. And just like that, Mercer felt the ground shift beneath his boots. The highway noise seemed distant now. His body cam suddenly felt a lot heavier. You should have said something, Mercer muttered. Reed didn't flinch. I asked why I was pulled over. You didn't ask who I was. That hit like a punch to the ribs. There it was, the difference between control and professionalism. I didn't mean anything by it, Mercer said quickly. Reed's eyes locked onto his. Intent doesn't erase impact, officer. Damn, that line didn't need to be loud. It cut clean. Reed closed his badge holder, got back into his car, and drove off, leaving Mercer standing there with flashing lights still painting the road like a warning sign. For the first time in 12 years, he felt small. 2 weeks later, Mercer sat in internal affairs. Gray walls, cold lights, no sirens, no sunglasses, just reality. The footage played on the screen. There he was, arrogant tone, dismissive posture. You people always say that. Hearing it back, it sounded uglier than he remembered. Across the table sat Agent Marcus Reed, composed, professional, calm as ever. This isn't about revenge, Agent Reed said. It's about accountability. Accountability. That word felt heavier than any suspension notice. Mercer was placed on leave, mandatory bias training, permanent mark on his file. But the worst punishment wasn't administrative, it was personal. Because when the uniform comes off, you're left with yourself. and sometimes that reflection is hard as hell to face. Weeks at home, no patrol car, no authority, just silence. Mercer replayed that traffic stop over and over in his mind. It wasn't about the FBI badge. It wasn't about embarrassment. It was about assumption, about the quiet bias he never questioned, the way he'd gotten comfortable making snap judgments, and realizing that comfort was built on some ugly shit. That realization didn't feel heroic. It felt raw. But growth usually does.
And realizing that comfort was built on some ugly shit, that realization didn't feel heroic. It felt raw. But growth usually does. So Mercer made a decision. He drove to the FBI field office, not in uniform, not with swagger, just a man. Don't forget to like and subscribe. He requested to see Agent Reed. When they met, the energy was different. No flashing lights, no power imbalance, just two men standing face to face. "I'm here to apologize," Mercer said. Reed studied him. "For what, exactly?" Mercer swallowed hard. "For assuming. For disrespecting you. For hiding behind my badge instead of honoring it. No excuses, no if you felt offended. Just truth." Reed let the silence hang. "Do you know how many times I've been pulled over like that?" he asked quietly. Mercer shook his head. "No." "That's the point. Not angry, not dramatic, just real. What matters," Mercer said finally, "is what you do next." Months later, Mercer was back on patrol. Same badge, different mindset. One evening, he pulled over another vehicle. He approached the window, paused, took a breath. "Good evening, I'm Officer Mercer. The reason I stopped you is..." Calm, respectful, professional. No ego, no bullshit. Because here's the thing. Authority isn't about who can intimidate harder. It's not about who can flex louder. It's about restraint. It's about fairness when nobody's watching. And sometimes the most powerful lesson a man can learn is that he was one bad decision away from not deserving that badge at all. Music swells. Highway ambience fades into silence. Power doesn't prove character. Character proves whether you were worthy of power in the first damn place. Fade out.